Hi, I'm Starborn. Remember, to be a star, you have to shine your own light, follow your own path, and not be afraid of the darkness, because that's when stars shine brightest. If you've been looking at our website, you would know that the title of tonight's show is Surprise, and that is because this is the 4th of July, and I hope you're having a wonderful holiday. But because the title is Surprise, we're going to be talking about a new moon in Cancer that occurs next Monday at 16 degrees of Cancer. And there are so many good planets in that sign that is why we can be experiencing different kinds of surprises. But before I get into what's coming up for you, I want to tell you about a couple of surprises that I have. Recently, we won the 2013 Gold Communicator Award of Excellence, and we also won the 2013 Silver Communicator Award of Distinction. And I thought I'd show you what they look like because we're really proud of them. And I also, once again, want to thank not only you, my wonderful viewers, but also the wonderful crews that we've had over the years that have kept the show on the air. And in fact, we have a second surprise for you, and it is that tonight we're going to be showing another show, and that is a show called The American Way. It's a salute to America on its birthday today, July 4th, and it's something that involves all different cultures, and it is something that I made many, many years ago, so you will hardly recognize me. I'm a little bit thinner in that one. It was made in 1995, and I have long brown hair, but it's actually the message that counts. So I hope that after you watch tonight's show, you'll be able to watch The American Way later on this evening at 8:30 on Channel 77, and I really hope you enjoy it because I had a lot of fun making that. All right, now it's time to discuss your surprises. Actually, the reason why we can be talking about a lot of surprises that can be coming up in July is because there are 6 planets in the water signs under that new moon in Cancer on Monday. 4 of them are in Cancer itself, and that is because Jupiter is there, and the Sun, and the Moon, and Mercury are all in Cancer. And they are trining 2 other wonderful planets, Saturn in Scorpio, which is direct on the day of the new moon, and also Neptune in Pisces. And so what that means for all of us is that there can be some delightful surprises. I'm not saying all the surprises will happen to you, but you are expected to have at least one wonderful one. And that is because with those 4 planets in Cancer, there can be very good news about the things that Cancer rules. And that would be the home, or family members, or a real estate issue, or Cancer also rules farming and restaurants and the grocery business and mining as well, and it rules unions, so there could even be some good union news, and it also rules Congress, so there can be some progress there. So there can be good news. If it isn't coming your way, it can be coming to someone who is a relative of yours or somebody that is like a family member, and you can be happy about that. Another kind of surprise could be the fact that there can be some rather generous financial benefit or gift coming your way. Why? Because those 4 planets in Cancer are trining Saturn, which is now direct in Scorpio, and Scorpio rules other people's money, or money coming in from any other source. So it could be your employer, or it could be an extension of credit, or it can simply be that there could be an inheritance or an additional grant or even financial aid that may have been delayed while Saturn was retrograde, but now something can be coming to you. It also could be money that had been held for quite a long time, and even if there still needs to be some transition going on, there can be good financial news about that. A third way you could be pleasantly surprised is because the 4 planets in Cancer and Saturn in Scorpio are all trining Neptune in Pisces. And Neptune is the ruler of Pisces. It's very strong there. It's a little bit weaker because it's retrograde or going backward. But it simply means that if you have had a dream or a hope or a wish for a long time, now maybe you could surprisingly get it underway and perhaps be able to make it come true. Why? Because finally you would have the love and support that you would need, and you could have the money that you would need in order to make a dream come true. So those are very pleasant surprises that you could anticipate in the months to come. However, there can also be a few unpleasant surprises, and that is because there are some harsh aspects as well. The harsh aspects are generated by the fact that there are also 6 planets in cardinal signs. The 4 cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. So the 4 planets that are in Cancer under the new moon, remember Jupiter, the Sun, the Moon, and Mercury, are all being harshly opposed by Pluto in Capricorn, which can indicate that people can be in management or very high up, and they can be changing their policies or rules and regulations, and that can adversely affect people's home life in one way or another. Also, there is the possibility with those 5 planets all squaring Uranus in Aries that someone can break away right now, or there can be an abrupt and sudden breakup of some sort. Or it can simply be that a partnership dissolves or a contract is broken. It would happen very suddenly if it did occur, but that can be the result of someone who has a very rigid attitude about things, the kind of attitude that says, hey, my way or no way. And in fact, under these harsh aspects, it would be that there could be an unpleasant surprise because somebody could decide that they are just going to chuck it or they're going to leave. And that could be that could create a rather surprising challenge to a lot of people, including the person who wants to leave. However, I'm saving the best for last, and that is because there's another surprise that can be coming to anybody of any age, and that is because on the day of the new moon, Venus will be at 13 degrees of Leo. Venus is the planet of love. Leo is the sign of love affairs, and it will be exactly trining the other love planet, Uranus, which is at 12 degrees of Aries in the sign of new beginnings. Since Uranus rules sudden change and things that are rather unique or ahead of their time, there is the possibility for everyone right now that you could meet an absolutely delightful person, but in a very unusual way. And either they can be somebody that you're interested in romantically, or since Uranus rules platonic or spiritual love, they can simply be somebody that really shares an interest that is very deep in your soul, something that can be a bond between both of you. So there is that kind of love that you can look forward to as well, because it could happen right out of the blue. All right, what does this mean to all 12 of the sun signs? Well, Aries, for you, I think that you can be probably involved in something that could be an unpleasant surprise. And the reason why is that if you're not instigating some sort of change yourself or an abrupt departure, somebody else could be doing that. And that could be the result of Pluto in Capricorn squaring your sun, meaning that either due to budget concerns or policy changes, somebody could be challenging you right now. And I think that they are preparing to do something that is far different than what you want, and maybe that would bother you. Also, this new moon and sun and Jupiter and Mercury all in Cancer do square your sun where you have Uranus. So that puts a lot of pressure on you, Aries. So there could be a move, but it might be that someone's moving out instead of moving in. Or it can simply be that you have sort of had it and you want to go off on a trip or do something that is completely unique. And the reason why it may not bother you if there's an unpleasant surprise, Aries, is because, remember, that wonderful planet of love, Venus, is exactly trining Uranus in your sign. And it may be sort of off with the old and on with the new right now, Aries. And if it is like that, it would be romantically inspired, and for that reason, I don't think you would care if there was some sort of unpleasant surprise, because you could be tantalized by somebody absolutely delightful that you meet in an unusual way. Good luck. Okay, what does it mean to a Taurus? Well, Taurus, this is simply a time when you really need to sort of look out for your long-term interests, because Pluto in Capricorn is trining your sun. It's the only planet that's trining your sun, but it is retrograde or a little bit weaker. And because this new moon, along with all the other planets in Cancer, are opposing Pluto in Capricorn, it does mean that in some way your long-term interests can be threatened, and they might be threatened in relationship to a real estate matter or a family matter or a home matter. And so you really are going to have to sort of straighten out some of the money that you've had tucked away. And generally a Taurus does have something tucked away, but you better take a look at that, Taurus, and try to see if it's all still there. And if it is, maybe you should try a little harder to get your hands on it right now, because I think you could trust yourself to handle your own matters much better than you could trust anyone else. Why is trust an issue for you right now, Taurus? Because Venus in Leo is squaring your sun, and Venus is your own sun sign ruler. And that simply means someone else could want to leave. And it could be because they are in love with someone else. Or it can simply be that they want what you've got. So there can be a betrayal of something in one way or another. And Saturn now, which has been opposing your sun in Scorpio, is direct and is much stronger. So I think there is a betrayal around somewhere in your life, Taurus. And all I'm saying is you can't have everything in your control right now, but you could try to get your hands at least on your own money and keep your hands on it if you can, Taurus. I think otherwise you might be looking at an unpleasant surprise as other people do what they want, and since you can't control them, I think that you should really be more practical right now about your long-term interests and sort of skip everything else. Okay, what does it mean to a Gemini? Well, Gemini, this is simply a time when you can be supercharged because Mars is still in your sun sign and nothing else is trining it in any way. There's nothing in Libra and nothing in Aquarius. And yet that new moon is right ahead of your sun sign, Gemini. So this is just a perfect time for you to be getting some good news. It may even be delayed good news about a family member or about some sort of real estate matter. And maybe, even though Mercury is retrograde and it's your ruler, maybe you could turn something around rather slowly. And I would sign a contract right now, Gemini, but at least maybe you could explore possibilities about a move or some sort of change in your neighborhood that could benefit you. You would have the energy for that. It's just that you shouldn't believe everything everybody is telling you, because Neptune in Pisces, which is very strong right now and well fortified under this new moon, is squaring your sun. So some people can be pretending they're your friends when they actually are not. And that is why you should try to do your own work and investigate details yourself rather than believing everybody else. So try to be cautious, Gemini. Okay, what does it mean to a Cancer? Well, Cancer, this is a wonderful new moon for you, Cancer. You have been waiting for this maybe all of your life. And the reason why is that Jupiter has now moved into your sun sign. It's joining the sun and the moon and Mercury as well on Monday under the new moon in your sign. But Jupiter is going to stay in your sun sign. The sun, the moon, and Mercury will move on eventually, but Jupiter will be there for a whole year, setting up a grand trine between Saturn in Scorpio, which is now direct, and Neptune in Pisces, which is very strong because it rules that sign. And that simply means this can be a wonderful time of healing for you. And I do think you're going to have a couple of nice surprises coming your way, Cancer. One of them could involve very good news about a family member or a move or a real estate matter. But it also could involve some sort of money that has been delayed for a while that could result in a generous financial benefit or gift to you, Cancer, and that would be wonderful. I'm sure you would like that. And there's the possibility that you can make a dream come true because you do have a lot of loving support. And now I think you're going to have some additional funds to make a dream come true. So all of that is on the plus side right now. And you're going to be rather blessed, particularly for the whole next year, as it will be a time of slow healing for everyone, and that will be good. However, those planets in your sign do square other planets in cardinal signs, and so that simply means you better prepare for an abrupt departure of someone else who can simply break away, maybe they're madly in love with somebody new, or maybe they just don't like this status quo and they want to leave. Whichever reason it is, you can't control what other people are doing, Cancer. So I think you should just really count your blessings right now, because there are many of them. And you don't have to have everything perfect in your life, Cancer. You just have to have a feeling of being settled. And I think that is what's coming to you. Congratulations. Okay, what does it mean to a Leo? Well, Leo, this is simply a time when you can really be in the mood for love, Leo. And that is because Venus, the love planet, is in your sign. And it is beautifully and exactly trining the other love planet, Uranus, in Aries. And so it is you that could meet a delightful person in an unusual way, and they would be extremely attracted to you, Leo. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was love in the air for you right now, or a great deal of happiness. And that could be because that new moon is right behind your sun sign. So there are 4 planets right behind your sun sign, Leo. And that means in the background of your life, there is a great deal of light. You couldn't hide anything now if you tried. And so I think there can be good news about a home or real estate or family matter for you right now. And even though the money that you would like to have come in can be still not as much as you would like, I don't think it's going to be delayed anymore. It's just you're going to have to wait a little bit for it, maybe a little bit longer, but it can still be coming your way right now, or else a nice gift can be coming your way, Leo. It just wouldn't be quite everything that you want, but don't worry, you're still going to have some delightful surprises, and one of them could be related to love. Okay, what does it mean to a Virgo? Well, Virgo, this is simply a time when I think you'd certainly benefit from the new moon, because it is sextile your sun. So that means 4 planets, including your own ruler. In other words, Jupiter, the sun, moon, and Mercury in Cancer are sextiling your sun. And even though Mercury is retrograde right now, it still means there can be good news about a family matter or a real estate matter, and it would please you very much. It may not be about you, it might be about someone else in your family, but it would be delightful. So that is wonderful. Also, because Saturn is now direct in Scorpio and is sextiling your sun as well, there can be the possibility of funds which had been delayed for a while coming to you, Virgo, or they can be applied towards something that you really want to do, or you can have a good purpose in mind for some money. So an extended financial gift or benefit would be put to good use by you, and that would make you very happy. So this is a time of stability for you, Virgo, and that in itself can bring you happiness. The only thing you have to watch out for is busyness, other people being too busy or other people bugging you a little bit, and that is because Mars in Gemini is squaring your sun, and that simply means that people can be a little bit envious of you, and they can be bothering you right now with their inefficiency. And remember, your sign does rule very good time management, so you might have to suffer a few interruptions, but I don't think that's going to mar your happiness right now, Virgo. I think that you can be very pleased with good news that is coming your way. Okay, what does it mean to a Libra? Well, Libra, this is simply a time when you've got to you may feel as if you're walking on eggshells or hot tin tacks even, and that is because that new moon in Cancer, along with the sun and Jupiter and Mercury, are all squaring your sun. And Pluto in Capricorn is squaring your sun, and Uranus in Aries is opposing your sun sign. And so it simply means, Libra, that there can be some sort of abrupt or unpleasant surprise that catches you off guard, and you could be feeling as if, why are you the last to know? Well, it's because other people can be full of their own righteous ideas right now that may not agree with you at all. So while you are a person that assumes a rather peaceful demeanor, other people can be very busy with home and family affairs, or there can be management changes or rules and regulations that are changing that could prove to be challenging to you. and somebody could decide to sort of abruptly depart, and that would certainly catch you by surprise, Libra. However, with Mars in Gemini trining your sun, you're going to be able to replace one person with another and do it very quickly, Libra. So I don't think you're going to have to worry about too much. You might be under stress. You might be enduring some sort of unpleasant surprise that other people are doing right now, but still, you're going to be able to handle it pretty quickly or solve your problems, because someone else will come along and fill a hole or fill a gap right now, and that eventually will bring you a sense of peace. Okay, what does it mean to a Scorpio? Well, Scorpio, this is a very good new moon for you, and that is because Jupiter, the Sun, the Moon, and Mercury in Cancer are all trining your sun, and so is a powerful Neptune in Pisces. And Saturn in your own sun sign on the same day as the new moon is going direct, and that is good. What that means for you, Scorpio, is that there certainly could be more than one very pleasant surprise, and that is because you could get good news about a real estate matter or a family matter, and that could sort of turn around and turn out to be very good, and that would make you happy. You could also be deciding finally to stop sitting on the fence and make a very serious commitment that is a financial commitment of one sort or another. And that could be because finally some money could be coming your way. It could be in the form of a very generous financial gift or a delayed financial benefit that finally comes to you because Saturn goes direct in your sign on that day. And so I think that there's going to be more stability in your life and a deeper sense of commitment. And so you may be taking on some extra responsibility, or you may be making a very serious investment of either time or money, but it is really going to work out well for you. And it may have something to do with making a dream come true, Scorpio. So you are sitting in the right spot, or you're in the right place right now, and you're going to have much clearer vision of where you're going, which is good. This is a wonderful new moon for you. Okay, what does it mean to a Sagittarius? Well, Sagittarius, this is simply a time when love can really be on your mind, or travel, or education, or philosophy can be wonderful for you. In fact, very enlightening right now. And that is because Venus in Leo is trining your sun, and Uranus in Aries is also trining your sun. And so that simply means you're going to be around more people who are more your type right now, who can be very attracted to you. So the possibility of travel is excellent for you, or the possibility of starting something new that is a little bit ahead of its time but very appealing, that could be going on. So I think you are going to get some lovely surprise right now, Sagittarius, and it could be because of a delightful person that you meet in an unusual way. At the same time, Mars in Gemini is opposing your sun, which means you really do need to watch out for people that are in a rush, or things that are coming too quickly towards you, or people who are angry. Really need to stay away from them, Sagittarius. Okay, what does it mean to a Capricorn? Well, Capricorn, this is a time when you're a little bit up against it, and the reason why is the new moon with those 4 planets in Cancer are all opposing your sun sign where you have Pluto, and Uranus in Aries is squaring the Cancer planets, and it is squaring Pluto in your sign. And so I would say, Capricorn, that you are really going to have to decide in a slow and methodical way where your power is, or what you can do best. And you're going to have to sort of stick to that. So there could be some sort of jarring or abrupt, unpleasant surprise coming your way, Capricorn. What could it involve? It could involve somebody leaving, and it could be due to a move. It can be a family member is moving on, or perhaps you are going to be making some sort of move, and it would be rather sudden. You wouldn't necessarily be expecting it, but it could happen to you. There's also the possibility that someone could just take off because they've got their eye on somebody rather pleasant, or they're thinking of a delightful project to work on. So you need to be prepared for a somewhat shocking surprise in one way or another, Capricorn. And I think if I were you, I would just try to aim for small things right now, and try not to do anything too big because you could be sadly disappointed. So you just need to stay steady right now. Okay, what does it mean to an Aquarian? Well, Aquarius, this is simply a time when you can be very, very busy because Mars in Gemini is trining your sun. And it's good that you'll be busy. It's good that people can be taking up a lot of your time right now, maybe even too much of your time, because you might suffer the loss of a loved one, Aquarius, not a permanent loss, but Venus in Leo is opposing your sun, and so somebody very nice, rather delightful, probably very good looking and charismatic could decide to go a separate way or go on their way and bypass you, Aquarius, and you would be caught in mundane tasks at a time when they sort of want to zoom and go onto a higher plane. And if you can't respond to that, then they're going to go find somebody else who will, and they're well expected to succeed at that. So you may lose the love or the devotion of somebody pretty special right now as they decide to quickly go on their way. But you do need to sort of stick to what you're doing, Aquarius, and go ahead and manage the tasks or the demands that you're getting from other people, because eventually that will favorably affect your future. Okay, what does it mean to a Pisces? Well, Pisces, this is an exceptional new moon for you. It's the one you've been waiting for, Pisces, because those 4 planets in Cancer on Monday all trine your sun, and Saturn goes direct that day in Scorpio, and it too trines your sun. So there are going to be 5 planets trining Neptune in your sun sign, Pisces, and that means that at last you may be able to make a dream come true because you have the love and support of people who are important to you, and there can be some extra money that has been delayed that can be coming your way in order to help you make that dream come true. And so I think you've got a lot to look forward to, Pisces. I hope that you really look up and you dream big, because this is a time in your life when you can begin to make a lot of dreams come true. All right, thanks so much. And remember, you can see The American Way on tonight at 8:30 on Channel 77. Bye.